Give everybody a chance to tune on in, man, before I start building on a very important topic for today. So hopefully you all are having a fabulous Saturday thus far, man. Y'all getting the weekend off, starting the weekend off on a good note, on a great and positive note. So I just got some real simple information that I want to supply you all with today in regards to just quieting the mind. Learning how to sit still and be still. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to tune on in and tap in with your boy, man. I haven't been on here for the past 2 days, had some things going on, had to deal with some things personally, but now I'm back. I'm back putting out the content, I'm back putting out the videos. Dizzy Peace, what's going on with you, my brother? How you holding up, man? How you living? Hopefully this Saturday treating y'all right, man. This Saturday morning treating y'all right. Treating y'all righteous and right and exact. Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace. What's going on with you, Queen? Magic Rims, what's going on with you? Justin, peace. What's going on? Andronicus, peace. What's going on? Nigel, how you living? Tavis, peace. What's going on? Sweet Tea, D-Man's, peace. How everybody living? Andronicus, no doubt. Had to take 2 days off real quick, man. Had some things going on, had to deal with some things, which is what led to the inspiration for this particular video. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta quiet the mind. You gotta be still, man. You just gotta eliminate that mental chatter, that internal chatter, man, and just hit reset for a minute. Like Bruce Lee said, you gotta empty the cup. So sometimes you just have to do that. Like we always striving to distract ourselves, man. Sometimes you just got to learn to deal with yourself, man. And you got to be with yourself for a certain period of time. And you got to eliminate the unnecessary chatter. You got to resolve some conflicts. The only way to do that is to sit with yourself. So a lot of times, man, like we tell children this all the time. I know I was told this a lot back in the day. Sit still, be still. Like you got to apply that to your adult life. Sometimes we got to learn how to just sit still and be still. Like stillness is a key, man. Stillness is a key to peace. So sometimes we just need to embrace not moving. Embrace being still, embrace stillness. When you embrace that stillness, you will activate peace. But a lot of times we always on the go, we always on the move. And I realized that that's how I was operating and that's how I was living. I was moving too much. Be still. And I needed to embrace that stillness. And when you embrace that stillness, like I said, man, it's going to activate that peace. Because with that, initially when you do it, all those thoughts, man, everything is just going to start coming and going. It's going to start flowing. And a lot of times what happens is, this is why people have a problem meditating. So when they do that, when you tell somebody to sit still, people think the only way to meditate is that you don't think. So the moment that they sit and they sit still with their thoughts, like they feel like that's a negative because all these thoughts are arising, all these thoughts are popping up. No, that's a form of meditation. Allow those thoughts to manifest. Just don't stop the thoughts. Allow them to come and then they will go just as fast as they popped up and manifested. You just got to allow those thoughts to run their course. And that's what meditation is all about. And a lot of people don't understand that. So that's why a lot of people have a lot of trouble meditating. Man, allow those thoughts to come to you. That's a form of meditation, but allow those thoughts to run their course. And I had to do that, man. I just had to do that. I had to allow these thoughts to run their course. I had to allow the thoughts to come to me, and I had to allow those thoughts to go. So a lot of times the problem lies in us stopping these thoughts. Stop stopping your thoughts, man. Let your thoughts flow. No need to stop them, man. No need to stop your thoughts. Allow them to flow. Terenzo, peace, what's going on? Nicholas, peace, what's going on with you? So when you striving to get into meditation for the first time and you find yourself not being able to focus, that's cool. That's good. Just like I tell people, Lachelle, peace, what's going on with you, Queen? Just like I tell people when it comes to a fitness goal. Like if you slip up, man, if you have a so-called cheat day or a bad day, man, don't beat yourself up over the head. You bounce back. Same thing in regards to meditation. All right, if you had that moment where you're sitting down and you're trying to meditate, but it's hard for you to empty that cup and it's hard for you to just empty the mind, then so be it. You bounce back the next day, you keep trying. You don't give up and say meditation is not something that's for me. No, eventually you will master it, especially if it's not something that you are used to doing. So repetition is king, repetition is queen, however you want to phrase it. But repetition is necessary for you to master anything. So you must continue to do the meditation even when you feel as though it's not working for you. It's still crucial to practice it on a day-to-day basis. Man, you must be consistent. Terenzo, no doubt, and with repetition, that's what eventually starts to happen. With repetition, that's how you start to move. You're always in a so-called meditative state when you start to do it more. But originally, when a person is starting off, they have a lot of trouble with the concept of meditation. And it can be rough. It's just like if I come to a person and tell them to try to transition over to a vegan lifestyle. Initially, they're going to have trouble doing it due to prior programming and prior conditioning. So when people just starting off on a journey towards meditation, it can be complicated, man, because like I said, we got a lot going on internally. We have a lot going on mentally, and it makes it hard for the average person to practice meditation in their mind, when at the end of the day, it's real simple. But I know and understand the condition of most people when I introduce meditation to them. Even affirmations, a lot of people have troubles doing the affirmations. Like I said, I done been doing these money affirmations for the past week. And every time that I do these affirmations, only for 10 minutes in the morning, I manifest something. I get new clients. I get some more money coming my way. So it's showing you right there that it works. You just have to do it consistently. You have to do it repeatedly. That's the key with all of these things. Repetition and consistency. You cannot be inconsistent, man. When you are doing these things inconsistently, then that's the type of results that you will manifest. Inconsistent results. Your life will be a reflection of that. You will have an inconsistent life that'll be very much so up and down. So if you want to keep things consistent, you must practice things consistently. Magic rims, no doubt. No doubt. And like I tell everybody, man, me and Terenzo in the same boat. I'm always in that state. At least I strive to be. Not gonna lie, not everything is perfect. Sometimes I get knocked off that square. So that happens. So that's when that awareness comes in, when you're able to say, all right, this is not the state that I need to be in. I need to do something about it. I need to neutralize it. So sometimes I get out of that state. Of course, I'm not perfect. I'm not about to make myself appear to be some guru and some person that's always peaceful. No, certain things happen and I'm knocked off my square, so I must neutralize it and I must get myself back on my square. That's also important, just being aware of self. Being conscious enough to say, listen, I'm not in the best mood today. I need to do something about that. And then striving to do something about it. Like I said, emptying the cup, man. So when you're able to realize these things, man, and then act on it, now you are maturing, now you are evolving, now you are elevating. You are doing all of those great things. Our beautiful Goddess Keys. I learned to give more than to ask, so when I manifest, it comes with ease and the quickness. Exactly. That's definitely the key. That's definitely the key when it comes to like affirmations and just manifestation. That's definitely the key, to give more than to ask. Definitely. Oh, Jay, man, appreciate it. Hope you take away some jewels from it. Nicholas, the only reason why the flesh is weak for most people is because of what they feed it. Like the toxic foods that we eat, the acidic foods that we consume on a day-to-day basis, it makes the flesh weak. So that's the only reason why the flesh is weak for most people, because of the foods that we are consuming making the flesh weak. So in that sense, it'll be correct, because a lot of people have weak fleshes based off of the foods that they are consuming. So in that aspect of it, people literally do have a weak flesh because of the foods that we are consuming on a day-to-day basis, making the flesh weak. And that's making the mind weak as well. So these processed foods are creating a processed mind and processed bodies, making everything weak, making everything frail, making everything fragile, making everything disease-ridden, making everything ill and sick. So again, that's why I always tell people, be mindful of what we consume because it impacts you. So for the life of me, I really don't understand why people don't associate more things to what we eat. You know, certain ailments that we face, I don't understand why people don't feel like the things that we consume have a role to play in us acquiring that particular disease or condition. A lot of times people write off the impact that food has on certain things. And that's a very terrible mistake that we are making here in this country, man. We're not attributing a lot of things to what we are consuming, what we are not consuming. So that's a big mistake that we are making. Terenzo, no doubt, especially when you take a cool shower. When you take that cold shower, you definitely about to come out that shower with a lot more information, insight, just, man, inspiration. That's when I used to come up, when I would rap, man, that's when I used to come up with some of my best material. Taking the shower, man, you would come out there with just inspiration, insight, motivation, all type of things, man, especially when you take a cold one. Cold showers are good for the mental. Yeah, Magic Realms, and like I said, what a lot of people don't realize, and this is connected to meditation. A lot of people can't sit still because of the food that they are consuming. So a lot of people cannot deal with themselves in that state of stillness, and a lot of people can't meditate properly because of the impact the food that they are consuming has on their minds. So that's why it's hard for them to empty the mind, because that mind is so toxic because of the toxic foods that they are consuming. So that plays a role in you being at peace. That plays a role in you being able to properly meditate. That plays a role in you being able to embrace stillness. If you consuming foods that's throwing off your balance, creating that dysfunction and imbalance, then we're gonna have a problem when you're trying to sit down and meditate. Nick, peace, what's going on with you? Nicholas, and that's the thing, man. Everything has to line up, man. Everything is cohesion. Everything has to correlate. Everything. So a lot of times we focus on one or the other. You have people that focus solely on the body. I'm going to work out. I'm going to build my body a certain type of way. And then they eliminate the mental aspect. Or you have people that's so caught up on the mental aspect that they neglect building the body up. It's all about balance. Hence, today is the 16th. In my culture, that's part of the math. Like knowledge, equality, all being born of God. Like that's part of your foundation being balanced, which will give birth to you being able to be the best version of yourself. That's the math for the day, man. Making sure that your foundation revolves around being balanced, revolves around everything being balanced. And that's going to allow you to be the best version of yourself. But a lot of times we don't deal with the balance. We deal with extremes. I'm either going to focus on the body and neglect the mind, or I'm either going to focus on the mind and neglect the body. Focus on both, 50-50. That's how it must be done, man. So we must do those things consistently. Just as you are meditating consistently, you need to make sure that you are eating the proper foods consistently, and vice versa. And that needs to be thoroughly understood, because a lot of people, like I said, they doing one or the other. And they feel like the one can compensate for the other. They feel like, all right, if I just do the mental work, then that'll help me in regards to the food aspect of it. Or if I just eat the proper foods, then that'll help me on the mental side of it. Only to a certain extent, man, but you must always put in the work. Yeah, eating certain foods gonna help out the mind to a certain extent, but you also must do mental exercises to really build the strength. It's almost like somebody trying to build up their abs and get a six-pack. All right, your diet is going to eliminate the gut. So via what you eat, that's going to get rid of the gut. But if you want to get that six pack, now you must incorporate certain exercises to what they call tone it up. So that diet is going to get that gut to eliminate itself. So you're going to eliminate the gut via the diet. Then when it's time to create that six pack, now it's time to incorporate elements of exercise and weights. So that's that balance. That's that equality. So everything works like that, man. It's duality. It's duality, and we must function on that type of basis. We definitely must function on that type of basis, man. It's important. It's important for your mental and your physical health, man. It's very important to make sure everything is balanced out. Santriaz Taylor, peace. What's going on with you? So balance, equality, homeostasis, however you want to phrase it, is very important. Very important. But like I said, man, we deal with extremes, man. So make sure you're doing the work all across the board. Make sure you're doing the proper work all across the board, man. That is very important. That is very crucial. That is very critical to do the work all across the board. Lindell, peace. What's going on with you, my brother? But like I said, man, just emptying the mind, though, is very important, man. Just analyzing, like I said, man, I'm always observing. I'm always analyzing, man. Just seeing a lot of people and the things that they are dealing with, man. A lot of people, man, my advice to a lot of people is sit down. My advice to myself recently, rest. Like, man, sit down, rest, man. Clear your mind. Stop feeling like you have to do everything. Just rest. Like, resting will save your life, literally. That's when you grow. That's when you achieve the results. Resting. So sometimes you have to sit down and tell yourself, rest. Be still, be quiet. That's it, man. Simple solution. Tay, peace. What's going on with you? Like silence, man, can save your life. Just being quiet can save your life. Just practice it sometimes, man. Like sometimes really talking too much, as we have talked about, just chatter can drain you. So that's zapping the energy from you. Sometimes being silent can literally save your life. It can save your life because it'll help you get a grasp on things. It'll manifest that understanding in regards to certain aspects of yourself and then the world outside of self. So that's why silence is very necessary at times. So you need to really embrace that stillness. Like I said, man, silence can definitely save your life. It's definitely a solution in regards to just correcting imbalances, man. So you need to be silent and look inward and let everything just activate and manifest. So I can't stress that enough, man. That's something that I had to do, man. I just had to sit with myself and let myself talk to self. You know what I mean? Without me having to just open my mouth and verbally speak. When you sit in that silence, man, you start getting those visions, man. You start getting signs. You start really paying attention to things because now you activating that type of energy, man, just by sitting in silence, man. So you about to start manifesting a lot of signs from that subconscious mind when you sit in the silence, man, because you tapping into the subconscious. So when you tap into that subconscious, those signs are about to manifest. Those signs are about to activate themselves, man. And now it's time for you to pay attention. It's time for you to really pay attention to what you're tapping into. So I did that. And like I said, man, what was coming to me, man, what was being activated and what was manifesting itself was resting, being still. We say movement and motion is medicine, but yes, also stillness is medicine. Stillness is medicine as well. Just being able to sit still, man, just being able to embrace silence. That's also medicine. Tay Ashley, I haven't necessarily practiced it like that, man, but I tend to do that. When I was just mastering the art of breathing, that's one thing that they tell you to do, man, as a breathing exercise. Just focus on all the parts of your body, man. It's like you work your way from your feet all the way up to your head, man, and just focus on all of that. And that helps a person get into meditation. So that was one of the things or the methods that I use to just kind of help myself meditate. You meditate, you focus on every part of that body, starting with the feet. And you just keep shifting the attention to different body parts, man. That's a helpful method for a beginner in regards to helping them meditate, helping them control their breathing and just breathe properly. Terenzo, no doubt, meditating in nature, period, is peaceful and beneficial. So just getting out in nature, period, especially us folks, man, we need to be getting out in nature because we are of the nature. So we need to get out and experience nature as much as we can. Santriez, exactly. Like that's exactly what I'm talking about. So a lot of times, man, people be on workout regimens and they hit a wall, meaning that they have regressed. So let's say they striving to lose 20 pounds. They've been working out for 5 to 6 weeks. They've been dropping. And then after the 5 and 6 weeks are up, man, then for the next 2 or 3 weeks, they seem to either be staying stagnant or they putting weight back on, meaning that they hit the wall. Sometimes the solution to that wall is not to work out harder, it's to rest, it's to scale it back. Give your body more time to heal itself. That may be the solution to your problem. So if you find yourself hitting the wall and you feel like you're working out crazy, I'm working out 6-7 days a week, why am I not continuing to lose the weight? That means you need to give yourself more rest. So instead of working out 6 days a week, work out 4. Give yourself more rest days. Guarantee you're going to blast through that wall, blast through that plateau. Magic Rims, no doubt. That's one of the things that I do too. Definitely acknowledge those thoughts, and you'll realize that as soon as you acknowledge the thought, it leaves just that fast. That's what we mean by not stopping that thought. Oh, Tay, man, that's what they say though. I do this affirmation in the morning, and they say don't be afraid to go to sleep while listening to the affirmations. So you're doing something good when you when you fall asleep. That means you're doing it right. That means you're getting really relaxed, man. So every time I get into that zone, especially when I do it in the morning, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna doze off. That means I'm really tapping in. You really tapping into that subconscious when you doze off. Especially when you're doing affirmations and you listening to the affirmations, you really tapping into that subconscious. When you doze off, man, that's when you really getting deep into it. Terenzo, no doubt, man. I got a family friend. I know all about it. It was so bad for him, man. That brother was saying how he was so deprived of sleep during the war that literally in the middle of a gunfight, in the middle of a shootout out there, he fell asleep. That's how deprived his body was. That lets you know that, listen, the body needs rest. I mean, he in the middle of the war, shooting in a shootout. And he said he was so tired that he fell asleep right there, the war zone. Like, this is a friend of the family. Friend of the family said, man, his body was so tired that he fell asleep in the middle of a shootout. So listen, you can't be depriving the body of rest, man, because when the body wants to shut down, it's going to shut down. Nicholas, that tends to happen a lot too. You wake up, man, about 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and you in the same position that you were when you started meditating. It's crazy. Magic Rims, you definitely you're gonna see them visions when you meditate, most definitely. Yeah, when you meditate properly, most definitely you're gonna see visions, just like when you detoxing and things like that, you tend to see visions and whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. Like if you doing meditation, if you doing it consistently, I guarantee you done probably seen a vision or two. Yeah, Terenzo, and that's pretty much what he was adhering to and stating. But I was like, man, in the middle of a shootout, man, your life on the line, to be able to, your body just shut down like that, crazy, man. That's why I tell people, man, sleep is important. That's why I've been telling myself that. At any given moment, your body will shut down on you. Like, your body will shut down on you. That's why you got to give it the proper rest, man, because that body, when it's time, that body will shut down. It don't matter what you're doing. Like, you driving, if you in a shootout, don't matter. When your body is tired, it will shut down. It will do it. That's why you must supply it with the proper rest, man. Allow the body to rest and rejuvenate. Like I said, that's when you grow, man. That's when you become the best version of yourself, when you allow that body to rejuvenate. So that's very important. That's very important, man. Take some time. Take some time out, man. Stop working so hard. Take some time out to eat some of the best foods in the world known to man, you know, your fruits and veggies, and then just chill out. Oh, sure, with no doubt. We ain't even gotta fight with those bad spirits. We ain't even gotta fight with them. We ain't even got to fight with them, man. Like I said, those bad spirits will only do what we allow them to do. That bad energy will only do what we allow it to do. If you don't pay too much attention to that bad energy, guess what? It's going to eliminate itself without me having to fight it at all. Without me having to fight that bad energy at all. When you ignore it, when you starve it, it eliminates itself. It eliminates itself. Just like if you got cancer cells within you, the best way to fight, not to fight, the best way to defend yourself, because that's what you're really doing. The best way to defend yourself and heal yourself from those cancerous cells is to starve those cells. The cells, the food of choice for cancerous cells, sugar. So if you want to reverse cancer, the best way to do it is to not supply your body with sugar. So you want to fast. You want to starve those cancerous cells. Don't feed yourself sugar, because then you feed the cancerous cells. You don't want to do that. So that'll be the time to stay away from something like a fruit, because you don't want to supply that cancerous cell with any form of sugar. You want to starve it. You want to starve it. You starve that cancerous cell, then you start to heal. You start the healing process. Brandon, no doubt, health should be at the top. In regards to the foundation, health should be at the top. Most definitely should be number one, because without your health, what do you have? Tay Ashley, hypnosis is crazy. It's crazy. Before I give my thoughts on it, hypnosis is definitely something real. But I do the self-hypnosis. That's one thing, conscious auto-suggestion, basically you hypnotizing yourself type deal. And the way that I do it, the way that I practice self-hypnosis is I record my voice on this phone. And so I do my affirmations that way, and I play the recording back. And that's how I do my affirmations and meditations. So I create an affirmation for myself, record it on my phone, then I play it back through some headphones or through a loudspeaker in a certain type of environment, and then I end up going to sleep to it. So that's you hypnotizing yourself. That's self-hypnosis. But hypnosis is definitely something that's legit. Donna C, peace, what's going on, man? I was watching, I told y'all, man, I be watching, what is it called? Crime Watch. They was talking about this doctor, man, that was using hypnosis on his women clients in order to basically sexually abuse them. So he would hypnotize them to make them ask for him to like touch him in certain type of ways. So he was using hypnosis to violate these women, to the point where when these women left the office, man, they didn't remember what happened to them. So he was utilizing hypnosis to violate these women sexually. So he would tell them, like, you know, when I snap my fingers, you would ask for me to touch you in certain areas. So then he would snap his fingers, and then they'd ask for him to touch him in the exact area that he said. So he used the hypnosis, man, to manipulate him and to violate him. And that was crazy. That was crazy. So stuff is real out here, man, and they ran it back on the camera. So they showed an actual session. And it was crazy, man. The lady was straight hypnotized. Like, it's not a joke. Not a joke, man. They played it back on the camera, man, and that lady was straight hypnotized, man. he created that desire in her. Then when he snapped his fingers, man, there she was asking for exactly what he had said. So it was, that stuff is real, man. I know somebody that's in that field. I know somebody that's actually in that field, man. So that's crazy. So you gotta be mindful, especially you ladies. Got to be mindful when y'all in certain environments dealing with certain people, man. There's dudes out here that'll do anything to try to get something from y'all. There's people out here that would use hypnosis to violate you all. And when somebody is using that hypnosis, when you walk away from it, you're not knowing what's happening. You don't know what you just did. That's how hypnosis works. So you got to be mindful of this, man. There's people utilizing some sick tactics to manipulate people out here. Oh, Magic Rims, no doubt. We already know that they use hypnosis. When we talking about mind control, MK Ultra, how you think that they get some of these people to do the things that they doing? That's hypnosis. So they definitely do that. They definitely practice hypnosis, man. So we got to be mindful, man. There's people out here preying on your mind, and they utilizing some very powerful techniques to do so. So you got to know that you got to know and understand that this stuff is actually out here to be able to combat it. So kudos to when I was watching that particular episode, man. She had brought her phone in there, and that's how she recorded the session, and they ended up getting it. But man, that's the type of stuff that you got to do, man. If you walking away from something and really can't remember what happened, something like that then went down. But like I said, I practice that self-hypnosis, man. I hypnotize myself. The affirmations become that much more powerful when you utilizing your own voice. So affirmations are that much more powerful. I mean, how can you not relate to your own voice telling you these things? So a lot of times, man, I try to get away from those, like YouTube affirmations and things like that, even the ones that you can download on your phone. That's another person's voice. That's another voice. You utilize your own voice, man, like that's you talking to yourself. So that's more powerful to me, in my experience, man, just hearing the affirmation in your own words repeatedly and then going to sleep to that. Like, that's a lot more powerful. Justin, you already know it. Matter of fact, speaking of Fred Hampton, man, I got some new banners coming, man. So when y'all gonna see my video, y'all gonna see my little setup when I get the banners in. I got a Fred Hampton banner, man. How many people you know that be doing the streams got the Fred Hampton in the background, man? But I got a Fred Hampton banner coming. So you already know I'm checking it out. And yeah, Sherwin, music is definitely that. Music is definitely that. Especially on the subliminal end, when we talking about frequencies and playing a song backwards. See, when people was talking about when the Illuminati was the big thing back in 2009 and 2010, when people was talking about that a lot, the big thing back then in regards to music was playing the song backwards, getting that subliminal message for it or from it. That's a real thing, man. If you don't think that that's real, man, just start playing some songs backwards, man. Just go back and listen to some songs backwards and see what you pick up on. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to pick up on it. Subliminally, the subconscious mind is picking up on that deeper message. Hence why they do what they do. Hence why they do it that way. Your subconscious mind is picking up on something that you're not consciously picking up on. So when you play that song backwards, then you're able to decipher what your subconscious mind then just picked up on. But if you never play the song backwards, you're not going to ever be able to decipher that. So you may be getting signs and symbols and you're not understanding where this sign and symbol then came from. It's coming from that message that the song would give you if you listen to it backwards, that your subconscious mind picked up on. Lindell, man, I haven't heard a spiritual advisor. So I have to see what they talking about to give my opinion on that. You know what, Sherwin? That's crazy. I ain't seen that movie. Yeah, Don C, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man. Dudes out here, I don't blame you. With knowledge like that out here, I do not blame you at all. because that's wild and that's crazy. When I saw that, I said that is crazy. But in this day and age, man, the way they promoting the same sex everything, man, in this day and age, you liable to get violated by your own kind out here. In this day and age, man, it's hard to trust anybody, man. The way they promoting and pushing all this type of stuff in your face, so you liable to get violated by another woman just as bad as you would get violated by another man out here. That's how crazy this world is becoming. Albedo reporting live, most definitely. Yeah, yoga is one of those things that I don't do as consistently as I should, because flexibility has always been a problem of mine. So I do it, then I become inconsistent with it. So I do it for a week, won't do it for 2 weeks. So yoga is something that I gotta just work on being consistent with, but it's definitely helpful for the mind and body, most definitely. Light body, what's going on? I'll tell you, I mean, at that point, you just gotta trust the process. Like at that point, when it comes to waking up, when they tell you wake up, you gotta trust the process. Man, and what was that? And then that just made me think about controlling your dreams. Man, what was that movie? Y'all can help me out, man. What was that movie, man, where they were controlling their dreams? Was it Inception? I think Inception was that movie. I don't know if you all have had situations to where you was controlling your dream, but I done had a few situations like that, man, where I was in control of the dream. Light body, it's several different ways, man. I got a bunch of different ways you can support, man. You can do the super chat, man, the Cash App. Man, you could buy a book. I don't know, however you want to support. But they got the super chat. You see the dollar sign, the little dollar sign logo or whatever. You should see that if you want to donate to the super chat. Yeah, Magic Realms, I suffered. I struggle, not suffer. I struggle with staying consistent with the yoga, man, my flexibility. Beto, man, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try the super brain yoga. I'm gonna get on that. Terenzo, man, I'm on it. I got a lot of routines, man. I was practicing Tai Chi and Qigong some years ago, man. And when I was doing those things, man, my body was getting right. But Tai Chi and Qigong, man, had me right, had me feeling righteous. So I just got to get back on it. Swag yourself, what's going on? And Airview, no doubt. That's a powerful thing when you start to control your dreams. That's a powerful thing when you start to control your dreams, man. I did that. I probably did that like 2 or 3 times. I probably did that 2 or 3 times, man. And it required me just concentrating and focusing. Like I really focused on being in control of the dream. And that's when I was controlling the dream, man. But that's a real thing too, man. Like you can really legit control your dreams out here. That's a real life event, man. You can do that. That ain't pseudo, man. That's something that you can actually do with enough focus and concentration. Letting you know again how powerful the mind is. It's letting you know how powerful your mind is, letting you know how powerful you are. Just being able to control your dreams. So we really got to start utilizing that mind, utilizing the full, like maximizing the full potential of the mind. We really have to start exercising the power that we have mentally. We don't do that enough, man. We just need to start really utilizing the true power of our minds, man. It's a lot of things that we can do that we think we can't do. So we really need to start utilizing, man, and exercising the power of that mind, man. This is important. They have dumbed us down. When you in America, man, you become dumbed down when you conform to the standards of the American way of life, man. They dumbing you down. They holding you back. They holding you back when you listen to the status quo, and when you maneuver like the masses are maneuvering, you holding yourself back mentally. You're not going to utilize the full capacity of the mind when you moving how everybody else is moving. You cannot do that, man. You have listen, the potential of the mind is very powerful. But you don't want it to just remain that, merely potential. You want to turn that into kinetic energy. You want to put it into motion. You want to put everything into motion. So you want to activate that potential to where that potential becomes motion. That's very crucial, very important. All right, Airview, no doubt, man. At that point, that actually solved my insomnia for a minute, because I don't like to sleep for real, man. I don't get enough sleep. That's my problem. But that solved it. When I was able to start controlling those dreams, I'm like, man, let me go to sleep. That was kind of exciting. Magic, and they say keep that notepad by you, by your bedside, so when you wake up from that dream, you want to immediately write it down. That's what they tell you to do. They tell you to immediately jot that dream down, man, upon awakening. So that's some advice that I have gathered and received. So as soon as you wake up from that dream, they say jot it down. Like Body D, appreciate that donation, man. Appreciate it. And peace won't always be the foundation. Most definitely. Tay Ashley, what you take away from that dream? What you take away from that dream? And that, to me, that's let me know the power that you possess in regards to being a nurturer. So that's powerful. Sherman, man, yeah, man, the wet towel when stretching, yep, been there, done that. Most definitely helpful. Torenzo, I ain't never seen that, but I have had one of those little out of body experiences to where I was looking down on my body as I was sleeping. I have had that, but I've never necessarily seen my body in that state that you mentioned and described. Oh, Beto, yeah, them handstand. I do some handstand push-ups. Now that I do. Yeah, them handstand push-ups. Oh, Donna C, yep, I know all about Brother Panic, most definitely. Most definitely. I ain't seen that particular video, man, but yeah, I know about Brother Panic. Swag, you sell more, and that's what, again, consistency. I'm the same way when it comes to like jotting dreams down. Really, as soon as you get up, man, you supposed to go right to a notepad, man. That's when you supposed to really jot down everything. Right when you wake up, man. Right upon awakening, man. That's when you should be jotting down your thoughts, jotting down everything that's coming to you. That's the best time to do it. And man, I can't stay consistent doing that for the life of me. So that's something that I'm working on right now. Oh, Travian, man, I've had some crazy experiences with dreams and sleep. But I've had sleep paralysis, man, for the most part, man. It be some very crazy things happen when I have it, of course. But yeah, I've had sleep paralysis, but I'm one, a lot of people get spooked by sleep paralysis. I embrace it. It's cool to me, so I don't never really wake up shook. Magic Rim, the astral projection. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these things being mentioned, a lot of people write things off as being pseudo. I look at it as you demonstrating the power of the mind. That's what I look at it as. Yeah, JK, most definitely, lucid dreaming. I do that a lot, man, depending on where I'm at mentally. I feel like every time I do some lucid dreaming, I'm at a good state mentally. Like mentally, I feel like I'm elevating. So when I start lucid dreaming, man, to me, that's a good sign for me. That's a good sign for me mentally. Beto, man, definitely. We definitely got to ground ourselves, man, most definitely. And that's how you get back to the roots, grounding yourself. So some people, man, it's like they so up in the sky, up in the clouds, man. It's like you got to come back down to earth, man. Again, grounding yourself, grounding. Get back in tune with your roots. Light body, man. That's actually something that I have been, like, I didn't directly strive to do that, but it's something that has come my way via kind of the things that I'm doing. So I actually got a few young brothers that I do work with and just kind of mentor and just try to guide them in certain directions. So that's something that I actually do unofficially. Sharif, man, get it in. Get it in. Aaron, you see, those be some of the best experiences right there, man, especially when it be feeling so real. Lindell, I ain't never experienced a witch riding the back. That's interesting. But I have experienced what people will refer to as a grim reaper. When I had sleep paralysis, man, I had what they, the real dark figure. That joint came to me. When I had that sleep paralysis. It was all good and hood though. I ain't really fear the joint. Like I said, a lot of people fear what they call the dark side or dark figures and stuff like that. I was like, that's cool. And then also too, I had one of those lucid dreams where it was like a snake crawling up my arm. So I was like in and out of consciousness. So I'm looking at my arm, man. The biggest snake you can imagine was like on my arm. Like hallucination type deal. And people look at hallucination like it's something that's negative. Hallucination is actually cool. It's actually cool to me. I look at it like, you know what I'm saying? I look at it just like programming. And sometimes when like you're dealing with radios and you're dealing with television programs and things like that, it can be faulty. So you can be on a station and then that station can malfunction, and when that station malfunctions, it may become, you may see like another station pop up real quick and then it go back to the regular station. Sometimes that's how I pretty much describe hallucination. Like you seeing something really quick that's not there. Then again, like you blink, then it's gone. So it's like you saw what you saw, but nobody else saw it. So it's a reason why you saw it. So it's a reason why you seeing something and nobody else is seeing it. So I'll be looking at hallucination a lot deeper than most. So if I'm seeing something and nobody else is seeing it, why am I seeing this particular object? Why am I seeing this particular figure and nobody else is seeing it? Sometimes that could just go to you being overly tired, but sometimes it could be a deeper meaning to you seeing that and nobody else is seeing it. So I take everything as a sign. I take everything as a symbol. See, I don't necessarily, when it comes to the melatonin supplements, I've been talking to a lot of people that have issues with sleep. The main thing, the reason why people even need to take the melatonin in the first place is because we don't prepare to go to sleep properly. Like you're not really supposed to be having electronic devices in your room. You're not really supposed to be having lights on when it becomes dark. So when you got these lights on and it's dark, like you activating the serotonin, which creates that problem. So you're not able to go to sleep because this artificial light on and this tricking the body. So when the artificial light is on, that's telling the body that it's still daytime. So when you're telling the body that it's still daytime, it's activating the serotonin instead of the melatonin. So the reason why people even have to take those supplements like that in the first place is because we don't properly prepare for sleep. When it gets dark, we supposed to embrace the darkness. We're not supposed to really be having lights on and distracting ourselves with devices and things like that. But it's a lot of different other methods that I would suggest opposed to like melatonin. Like just massaging the feet with the sesame oil or olive oil works for me. Works for a lot of people that I've recommended it to as well. Yeah, so that melatonin, man, I feel like that's the only reason why people do it in the first place, because we're really not in tune with nature. And sometimes I've had people have bad experiences with the melatonin, because what tends to happen too, they tend to overdo it. Oh, Dizzy, no doubt. It is a time where you feel helpless. But at the end of the day, for some reason, when I have sleep paralysis, I'm understanding what's going on. So that's why I'm able to be kind of at peace with it. I understand that it's sleep paralysis. Even when I'm in that moment, I understand that it's sleep paralysis, and it's really not phasing me that much. Oh, Sharif, man, no doubt, man. I experienced it all, especially when I get into a certain mental state. Yeah, Magic, man. I get out of sleep paralysis every time now, fine, because it take a lot to like. It just take a lot to not spook me, but it just take a lot to like rattle me, man. It take a lot for somebody to do. It take a lot for something to do that to me. Oh, Jay, yep, that's what they call grounding, walking bare feet on the earth, like going out in the soil, putting your feet in the soil. That's grounding. So, yep. Terenzo, no doubt. Cause to me, it wasn't even really a reaper, man. You know, they call that dark figure the reaper, man. To me, I got a different way that I view anything that's dark. So to me, that's something that's godly when I see that. So I'm all good. So I didn't really view it as a reaper. If it would have been something that was all white that came to me, I would have had a problem. That's when I would have bust up sweating. So if I would have been asleep or had sleep paralysis and an all white figure was in that joint, I'm mad at the world when I wake up. It's the dark figure, I'm cool. It's a dark figure, I'm cool. I'm looking at this dark figure like this is my brother right here. So that's how I got a twisted view of reality. So don't let a white figure or a white man come to me in the sleep paralysis, man. I'm shook. I probably won't go live for a week. I see that white figure, man, while I have a sleep paralysis moment, I think that's probably gonna be the end for me. I'm gonna just chalk it up. Like, yeah, that's it. They coming to get me. Oh, MRA, M Reaper. Most definitely, man. Quiet that mind, restart. The time is now to always do that. We ain't gotta wait to restart. So that's good, man. That's peace. Airview, I do that all the time. Airview, what you talking about, staring at one thing for like a minute or two? I learned this power in school. Sad enough to say, boy, school used to be so boring to me. That's what I used to do. I stare at something for like 5 minutes. That's how I learned how to sleep with my eyes closed. Sadly enough. So I used to do that in school. I stare at something for like 5 minutes. And I start seeing all type of stuff, man. You start seeing like spiders and stuff that you know that's not there. So I used to do that all the time. And I did that via school, man. I could not stay awake in school, so I used to have to trick the teacher. So I stare at something, make it look like I'm focused. I stare at that book, I stare at that pencil, something. And next thing you know, man, I'm asleep with my eyes open. I'm seeing all type of stuff. I'm zoned out, man. I can do that good. I can do that good, man. Teachers used to hate it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I learned that the messed up way though. I wasn't doing it to try to, see certain things. I was doing it because I was flat bored. Like it's something about old white people talking that makes me sleepy. So I used to have a lot of like white teachers back in the day, man. So it's something about them white teachers when they talk that I just instantly got sleepy. So I'm like, all right, I can't do it. So I'm staring at something. Oh, swag, hey, I feel that. I feel that, but nothing is a bad dream to me. But I have had moments in a dream. I don't know if you all have had it, but I've had situations where I'm screaming in the dream, and that's crazy because I don't even scream. But it's uncontrollable. So I've had situations like that. Terenzo, yeah, I know a few people that have had those type of situations and experiences. Lindell, man, the last time I went to the doctor, last time I went to a hospital is when I had a car accident like 8 years ago. And I really didn't want to go then because I was all right. But I had to I had a bunch of glass in me and whatnot, so they had to get the glass up out of me. That's the last time I went to the hospital. Last time I seen what you would call a doctor. That's it. I'm my own doctor, I'm my own physician. Period. I used to go to the doctor way back in the day when I was a youngin', repeatedly and consistently, and none of my problems got solved. They only became worse. So I have trust issues with doctors. You know how people have trust issues in relationships, like with people? Or they had trust issues with like men or trust issues with women? I have trust issues with doctors. I don't trust them. So I have trust issues with doctors, man. I really don't fool with doctors at all. Like I don't do. When they tell me something, I just stare at them. Like the blank stare. Oh, Dizzy, man, no doubt, man. I used to tell people all the time back in the day, man. I used to want to be a comedian, but I'm sarcastic and I got what they call dry humor. The crazy thing about it, most of the time people used to think that I was funny in times where I was not being funny because I was so serious. So a lot of times I'm able to trick people. I'm able to tell people something and they not be able to determine if I'm joking or not because I can do it with a straight face. So I got that gift, man. I can tell you something. I can tell you a bold-faced joke with a straight face. And you like, man, is dude joking or is he dead serious? You would never know. And I'll just walk away from it. Whole time I'm joking. Light body, first thing first, if you can, homeschooling needs to be a method. I mean, not a method, but homeschooling is something that we need to do and embrace. Got to get them out of this. Got to get them out of the system. Really, I don't feel like there's no reform in that system because it's a system, it's an education system that they have created. So I really don't feel like we can reform it on our own. The only thing I feel like we can do is create our own system. So it's really no reform in the system that already exists because they created it. Oh, Andronicus, no doubt, a lot of traumatic experiences. Them diagnosing some of my family members, telling them they have back spasms when in reality it's cancer, and then they tell them it's the cancer too late. Then I'm having nosebleeds and they telling me that my asthma didn't went away when in reality it didn't. Man, that stuff could have killed me. And they not telling me the reason behind the nosebleeds and I'm having to do the knowledge to this myself. Then when I go take a physical, the way the physical went, the only thing they asked me in that physical, they said, how you feeling? I said, good. They passed my physical. Man, I could have died on that field. You talking about a person that has had respiratory issues, that had asthma, bronchitis. So I know my respiratory system was not the strongest. So man, they could have killed me. That's the only thing they did was ask me, was I all right? And they passed me for the physical. Man, I could have went out there and died on the field, just like you've seen a lot of athletes faint and pass out on the field. Man, that doctor almost set me up for that. So I do not like doctors. Oh, Tay Ashley, I won't hesitate to walk out on him. Man, I won't hesitate, man. You start talking garbage to me, or if I feel like I don't trust you, which it don't take much for me not to trust the doctor, I'm gone. I'm gone. Oh, Tay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you gotta shoot what they run, Forrest run type deal. You gotta hit the Forrest Gump on him. Forrest Gump on him. Run. Run for your life. Get your sprint on, man. Like, get your sprint on. Like, we ain't playing with that. We don't play with that type of energy. We do not play with those type of vibes. And if he get too close, then that's when you hit him with that two-piece. Show him what that left hook or that right hook all about. Like, we ain't playing around with him. We ain't playing around with him, man. Sometimes if they get too close, if you can't get them off by running, hit them with that two-piece. Man, we ain't playing around with these doctors, man. We ain't playing around with them. But man, here we go, man. I'm just getting warmed up I'm getting warmed up. This always happens, man. I got a client that's about to walk in here on me. So I got to get this client in and out. I may tap back in with y'all later. Y'all know how I do it. I can do 2 videos in one day. But I got to get this gym situated real quick, man. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate the interactions with y'all, man. I might tap back in with y'all later on. So y'all enjoy this Saturday. Be on the lookout. I may come back this evening, though. So I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. Y'all stay peaceful, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this day. Peace, y'all.